Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com. Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by my friend Haafiz Dossa from Inflektion.ai. Haafiz, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. So first off, let's tell everybody watching or listening what Inflektion AI is.
Yeah, so we built an affiliate and influencer platform that lets landing pages get personalized in real time, and that improves the conversion rates by aligning the content on those pages with the audience of your influencer or affiliate and having the content on that page aligned to their audience. And therefore, higher conversion rates, as well as a bunch of automation that we've built in as well to make things easier for the affiliate and for you.
Okay, so tell me more. Let's dive in a little bit because obviously, we have a large presence and a large business in the affiliate, influencer, center of influence, joint venture partnership, whatever you want to call it, space. Yep. So first off, what's wrong with the quote unquote traditional world of affiliate marketing? Why was there such a need for Inflektion to exist?
I think it's primarily because if you look at what's happened over the last couple of years, there's been a big shift in terms of improving the bottom line for brands. Money is no longer cheap. It's not scale at all costs. It's more about getting efficient and driving bottom line impact, measurable bottom line impact. And so there's been a real focus on driving that last mile of conversion rates and anything you can do to actually get that edge. And so, this is where this comes from, is like getting, doing the little bits of things that can actually make a big difference that most people aren't doing, because the market previously was scale at any cost and just throw more money at the problem in the days of cheap money. And that's no longer there anymore.
Absolutely. And then there have been so many other platforms on the market that have purported to do some of what you guys do. What's wrong with most of them that you said, oh my God, there is a gaping hole in the marketplace. They need this. They don't necessarily know they need it yet. We're going to solve this problem.
Yeah, so a few things. One is just, I think there's a big difference also between two aspects that I want to chat about here. One is going to be co-branding, because there's some that allow you to have co-branded pages. And then the other is actually like full-blown personalization, which is what we offer. And to just kind of define what I mean by that. So co-branding is when you have like an influencer or affiliate that's got their content on the landing page, maybe a testimonial they wrote, their photo, their name, things like that. And that's great. That does improve conversion rates. And then on top of that, there's a really big part that's missing, which is going to be that personalization. And what I mean by that is taking the content on that page and making it aligned to that influencer or affiliate's audience and bridging that gap and having the right angle, the right headline, the right content on the page, even down towards like what quotes and testimonials you put, all those small details that are making it so that way the content is fully aligned with what the influencer's interests are, or audience's interests are. And, this is especially important for companies that have products or services that have multiple jobs to be done or different benefits or use cases beyond just, or like different root causes they improve in someone's lives or whatever the case may be. If you have that kind of breadth of benefits that your product has, the more you have, the more important that is.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk. I think the biggest trend in the industry is personalization. So why is that so important? Why does it work so much better?
Yeah, what we do is we have that in a completely platform agnostic way. So we've invented this technology that allows that to happen client side on the user's computer. So it's independent of what technical infrastructure you're on, whether you're on like a Shopify site, a ClickFunnels, whatever e-commerce stack or other tech stack that you're on, it's completely irrelevant for the way we've designed it. And that way you're able to integrate it not into some kind of template cookie cutter system like that some of the others that offer those kind of features in a minimal way do, but completely integrated into your exact funnel and your exact process, doing the exact things the way you want it to do.
And I love that it's platform agnostic. So it doesn't matter to you what platform they use, it's going to work regardless. How would you build the technology in such a way that that would work? Because you've got to integrate with so many different platforms.
Well, actually, we just got to integrate with the web browser and it layers on top of that. So that's where we're integrated on that level. And so we have, the way we built it is just adding one line of code to your site and then everything works from there. And it's not integrated into the Shopify. I mean, the tracking parts are integrated into your e-commerce stack, just like any sort of influencer affiliate platform. But the actual personalization and everything we do there is completely outside of that.
Okay, so that's fascinating. So you're telling me so as you know, our claim to fame is we'll recruit 50 affiliates over 50 weeks. Normal, without your software, theoretically, if those were all e-commerce companies and you're Bob's Vitamins and Bob now has 50 affiliates, someone on his team historically has been building 50 different landing pages if they wanted them to be personalized, one landing page and link for every single affiliate. You're basically saying you can replace all of that with one line of code and it will know where the person came from, who they belong to, and they will see a different landing page than the very next person.
Yeah, and it'll enable that to happen. Some of that content can be customized by the affiliate self-serve and remove some of the kind of bottlenecks that exist in the space. And some of that can be modified by the brand. And then we're using AI to also now do some of that personalization automatically using all the information that's available for the brand, for that influencer, what the content they put out, and things like that. And more realistically, what was happening with those 50 affiliates was that those pages weren't being personalized at all. It was just sending to like one generic lander. And especially if you have multiple products, that's a big issue in terms of not having the right content there, not the relevant stuff there. Because, in the stuff that you do in your example there with the 50 different ones, there's so many different kinds of affiliates that exist that you'd bring in of talking about a whole wide variety of different things. Then, with the content not lining up, it would, typically you'd see conversion rates that could be a third to a half is what they should be if you did it right.
Okay, so I mean that segues perfectly into my next question, which is this all sounds great. What's the improvement on ROI? How much more money am I making using this than doing it the old-fashioned way or not at all and driving everybody to just, hey, you've got an affiliate link that you're promoting for me, but all of my affiliates are promoting to the same page. So what's the impact on the bottom line?
Yeah. So even like in our A/B test, even just sending to a page that had just the headline, the H1 header, updated and personalized, improved conversion rates by 35% with just that one tweak. And that's not sending to some bad headline that was there. That original headline, the generic one, was doing millions of dollars a year in revenue. But then by making one that was customized, in that example that I'm talking about here, up 35% for that affiliate. And then if you do the whole page and all the different elements that are on it, we can see double or triple the conversion rates.
That seems like a huge impact on ROI. And if you told people I can double or triple your conversion rates with one line of code, I would imagine the world could be the path to your door. So what is your biggest challenge now? Is it scale? Is it infinitely expandable? How does what's going on?
I'll come to that in a second, but it's even beyond that, like double or triple. Like once you have that, then, obviously that influencer affiliate is very interested in continuing to promote you versus like being like, this isn't good enough. And then dropping off. So really from the total revenue dollars impact, it's more than double or triple because they'll promote again and again with those kind of conversion rates. And that's just your top line. And when you factor all your fixed costs and all that, your bottom line goes up even more because you don't have to pay more fixed costs. What the blocker is just, I think, around the education aspect for people. They understand different marketing techniques and all that, but I think most people don't really truly get at the core level how to work on angles and hooks and what the difference that can make by having one that's really tied to specifically for an audience, and realizing the true impact of that. And so, what I would recommend is you don't need to use technology like ours. Like this started by us doing this manually in an agency business for brands where we were trying to eke out that little bit of extra performance all the time in order to get that edge. And we just used to clone the landing pages, copy and paste it, and rewrite things manually. And so what I'd recommend for people to do is really to experience the true impact of what this could do by doing it manually for a few times with some of your largest partners, and then experiencing the shift that can do for your performance.
That sounds absolutely incredible. What's the biggest objection you get when you show people this?
There isn't really much objection, to be honest.
It's too good to be true. It can't possibly work.
I think probably the biggest objection is just like, to set this up, has some switching costs, obviously, to install the software, all this kind of stuff that probably is going to be, that's probably the only real roadblock there.
All right. And then how'd you come up with it? How'd you invent it? Tell me the origin story.
Yeah. So like I was saying, we had this set up in an agency that we were working with growth and doing growth marketing for 7, 8, and 9-figure e-commerce brands, specifically in the health and wellness space. And we had this marketing agency, and we were trying to do this for a number of brands manually, because in addition to doing paid ads and all that kind of stuff for them, we would also handle their affiliates and influencers. And basically what happened was we would be doing all this stuff manually, cloning the pages, having a ton of pages to then maintain. So there's two large components of the work: building the page, but then also after it was there, like having to have to maintain them. Every time we rolled out an update to the main page, we have to go back, update it, backport it to the rest of them. Or if there's a sale, we have to update all these pages with the sale header, and then a week later roll it back. And so that was where we kind of experienced that firsthand. And then also prior to that, been in the affiliate space for over 20 years. So I'd experienced the other side of it, knowing that the performance improvements and what they can do. So with both of those things, we just started building in our agency a bunch of tooling to do this automatically rather instead of manually. Slowly kept adding more and more features until we realized we had something here that was actually something that would be valuable outside of our agency as a self-serve tool and platform.
That is absolutely fascinating. You talked about working in-house at an agency. Were you on the technical side? Were you a programmer? Which part of the growth marketer side do you fall on? Were you doing media buying?
So I in the agency side, I was kind of more on the strategy side, but I mean, I've got a tech background, self-taught coder, got into the digital marketing space over 20 years ago when I got an SEO contract, started using that to generate traffic. At peak, got to like 5 million uniques a day, and then had to figure out how to monetize that traffic. So then that's how I got into affiliate marketing. Then I built like a video website in the early days of YouTube, and ended up learning more about monetization of traffic, and then scaled that website, sold it off to the co-founder of MySpace, and then got into building a PPC network, again, from the tech perspective. So I've always been technically oriented, but then also understanding the marketing side, being in the industry for over 20 years. And so I kind of like to sit at the confluence of technology, business, and marketing. And so that was a good combination for being able to see the challenges that affiliates have, see the challenges that brands have, and having the technical wherewithal to design a solution here. And then we have a team of developers that went and built it.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
Just to be able to see all sorts of cool products and services that we can help scale and that have typically been capped. What's interesting is that more than 80% of brands have an influencer or affiliate or partnership program of some sort, but the majority actually spend less than 10% of their media budgets on this channel. It's kind of capped out. Their Google and Facebook ads and all that, those are what get the budget. But those are expensive, and they find it really challenging to scale, and they kind of plateau there. from a performance perspective. And so helping people to unlock the partnerships channel and actually get sustainable growth is something that, and being able to work with all sorts of companies that have cool products and services, especially in the wellness space, is something that's really, really enjoyable.
Awesome. Well, you certainly are disrupting the world of affiliate and influencer marketing. For our folks watching and listening who want to learn more about all things Haafiz and Inflektion, where is the best place for them to go?
Yeah, check out inflektion.ai. That's inflektion.ai.
All right. We greatly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be here, Seth. Thank you.
Thanks everybody for watching or listening. We will talk to you or see you next time.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.